Prepare to be dazzled by the lightning-fast wins of chess grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura. In these intense battles against Magnus Carlsen and other formidable opponents, Hikaru showcases his strategic brilliance, delivering checkmate in as little as 11 moves. Experience the thrill of these extraordinary victories firsthand as we delve into the exciting world of Hikaru's exceptional chess prowess. Hikaru won against Magnus in 17 moves. In a remarkable game between Hikaru Nakamura and Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru executed a brilliant victory against Magnus in just 17 moves, with the entire game lasting a mere 25 minutes. The opening began with Hikaru employing the Queen's Gambit, to which Magnus responded with the Rogozin defense by playing bishop b4. Hikaru attempted to win Magnus's bishop by checking his king, but Magnus cleverly defended it by playing knight c6. Undeterred, Hikaru reinforced the center of the board by playing e3. Magnus decided to castle, and in response, Hikaru brought his queen back into play, increasing its activity on the board. Following a few more developing moves, Magnus made a bold move to break the center. Hikaru seized the opportunity and captured the pawn, to which Magnus recaptured with his knight. Hikaru continued his aggressive play by taking another pawn, prompting Magnus to undermine Hikaru's kingside structure by sacrificing his knight. However, Magnus committed a critical blunder by forgetting that his bishop was left unprotected after the subsequent trades. Realizing his mistake, Magnus held his head in his hands in disbelief. Despite the setback, the game continued for a few more moves until Magnus eventually resigned. Hikaru sealed his victory by offering a queen trade, leaving Magnus no choice but to accept his defeat. Magnus swiftly left the room after losing a game due to a costly blunder, surrendering a whole piece in the process. Hikaru Nakamura won in 11 moves. Hikaru took on the role of white and initiated the game with the classic Scotch opening. However, an unexpected blunder occurred when Hikaru captured the knight on c6, inadvertently creating a weakness in his position with doubled pawns. Undeterred, Hikaru attempted to offer a queen trade, but his opponent declined, setting the stage for an intense battle. Both players diligently developed their pieces, carefully maneuvering across the board. Hikaru took advantage of the opportunity to castle, ensuring the safety of his king. Remarkably, his opponent mirrored this move, but little did they know it would lead to a critical mistake. With precision and foresight, Hikaru seized the moment, capturing the pawn on a7 with his queen. This move created an inescapable threat of checkmate with queen to a8. Despite their best efforts, his opponent had no means to prevent this impending checkmate, ultimately resulting in a decisive victory for Hikaru. The game showcased Hikaru's strategic prowess and ability to capitalize on his opponent's mistakes. Through calculated moves and astute decision-making, Hikaru emerged triumphant, securing a memorable win in this gripping chess battle. Hikaru, another fast win against Magnus with 16 moves. In an electrifying chess encounter, Hikaru, playing as white, opened the game with pawn to b3. Magnus, seemingly provoking Hikaru for their previous encounters, responded with pawn to a5. Undeterred, Hikaru developed his bishop, and Magnus continued to push his pawn. The tension heightened as Magnus emulated two of Hikaru's moves. However, Hikaru made a slight misstep by deploying his knight to c3, inadvertently allowing Magnus to advance his pawn. As the game progressed with various developing moves, Hikaru decided to offer a bishop trade, and Magnus swiftly accepted the offer. In response, Hikaru played pawn to c4, aiming to disrupt the center, but Magnus countered with his own break, executing pawn to e5. Cornered by the threat of losing a piece, Hikaru had no choice but to capture the pawn on e5. In a series of exchanges, Hikaru strategically adjusted his position before castling to ensure his king's safety. Sensing an opportunity, Magnus played pawn to c4, unaware of the critical flaw in his move. With precision and a brilliant sacrifice, Hikaru initiated bishop takes h7 check, leaving Magnus's queen undefended. Realizing the impending danger, Magnus gracefully resigned, acknowledging the inevitable outcome. The game showcased the intense rivalry between Hikaru and Magnus, with both players making strategic moves and seizing opportunities. Hikaru's tactical prowess and ability to capitalize on his opponent's weaknesses ultimately led to his victory. It was a remarkable display of skill, foresight, and the unpredictable nature of the game of chess.